Justin Gaethje finally has his new opponent, and it's Patty the Batty lad who's coming in on short notice, lad. I'm just playing. It's Rafael Fiziev. We're getting the rematch. Some fans are not so happy about it. All right, they're saying, hey, man, what are you saying? The Topuria fight was right there. I'm so used to just going into that voice, bro. No one's been saying, hey, man, what are you saying, man? Like, people don't actually fucking say that in comment sections. But, people are like, the Topuria fight was right there. Or some people are saying, that the Poirier fight was right there. No, those aren't realistic matchups at all. You have to go to the Gamrots. You have to go to the Fizievs. I wanted to see the Gamrot fight, but I'm totally fine. I'm happy to see a Rafael Fiziev rematch. It's better than anything else outside of, like a Gamrot fight. Let's be honest. So I'm looking forward to this one. And we have the return of Bryce Mitchell taking on Jean Silva. This is the matchup that Jean wanted. Bryce is willing to oblige. The UFC hopped on it. They were ready for it. They want to see Bryce lose. Why? Because Mitchell's been ruffling some feathers. He's been ruffling the feathers upstairs. They told Dana White, man, get the piece of paper and hold the press conference. We got to shut it down. Bryce's been getting too hot on the mic. And now we are going to see Bryce Mitchell return. I honestly forgot that he had beat Kron Gracie. The Kron Gracie fight was such a blip on everybody's radar that it honestly doesn't even seem like Bryce Mitchell even had that fight. But he's coming off of a win. But compared to Jean Silva's, what do you even call it? The momentum that he has. All right. The KO after KO after KO highlight reel that this guy has. Yes, he was taken down by Charles Jourdain. Yes, Bryce Mitchell's going to be going out there and he's going to be playing Many Man Man. He's going to be playing the song. I feel like that song is just so overplayed. It's just like someone will say something in the media like, dude, Chris Curtis can't throw a jab. And then Chris Curtis walks out to Many Man because his back against the wall. Someone said he can't throw a jab. But listen, I can't pick against Jean Silva right now, dude. He's too fast. He's too explosive. He has brick wall takedown defense. I know he was taken down by Charles Jourdain, but I believe that him getting taken down by Charles Jourdain, was he held down? Absolutely not. Not held down at all. That was just Jean Silva not giving a crap about the takedowns. That was Jean Silva flowing on the feet, not caring about anything that Charles Jourdain is going to do to him. Imposing his will. Fuck it if I get taken down. If you watch his fight with Drew Dober, he was shucking Drew Dober off left and right. And Drew Dober's a big lightweight, a big, strong lightweight. Jean Silva was shucking him off easily. Bryce Mitchell, sticky grappler. If he gets the takedown, he'll keep it and he'll actually be able to win rounds. But will he get the finish? And every single second where it's on the feet, he's in danger. You know what I mean? We talk about like the Basharat bros. Bryce Mitchell can impose his will on the feet better than the Basharat bros. Like, he is a better striker, but he doesn't have more pop. He's got the same pop. He's slow twitch. He's in a way small for the division. Jean Silva, I cannot see him losing until he gets to the top 5. And even then, with the way that he's looking right now, and again, it's one thing you're looking like that against Melsik Bagdasaryan. It's much harder to do it against the higher level fighters, but still, I can't go against this guy until he has a fight where it's like, okay, he looks really bad in the third, but we already saw this guy go to the third round against Drew Dober and his cardio held up. So yeah, I'm picking Jean Silva to win this fight. We also have an entire card that was just announced with the headliner being Jamahal Hill and Khalil Rountree in Kansas City. Jamahal Hill, people are saying that he's getting fed to the wolves. I totally disagree. This is a regular matchup. This is a former champion that we're talking about that fought for the belt 2 fights ago. He's not just going to be fighting an unranked fighter right now. Like, this is a fight that makes sense. And if you think about it, I understand Jamahal Hill just got KO'd, and it's actually a pretty quick turnaround, but that seems to be the way that Jamahal Hill likes to bounce back after a loss, because if you don't remember, he got KO'd by Alex Pereira at UFC 300 and was booked to fight Khalil like 4 months later, and we were all talking about how that's way too soon. He needs more time off. And that fight got canceled because he was injured. But now Jamahal Hill gets KO'd by Yuri, and he's doing a very similar thing here. But Khalil Rountree took a lot of damage in his last fight as well against Alex Pereira. So both guys are coming off of bad stoppages. I'm not going to say bad stoppages. Actually, they were fine stoppages. But what I mean is they both took a lot of damage. Jamahal Hill, more concussive damage, whereas Khalil Rountree just had like a lot. He just had a bad beating put on him. I don't know who I'm going to pick yet. It's easy to pick Khalil Rountree because he gave Pereira a tough fight, whereas Jamahal Hill had a close fight with Yuri, and it's just like, okay, Yuri got dominated by Alex Pereira, and, he lost to Yuri, whereas Khalil gave Pereira a tough fight, therefore he's going to beat a guy that lost to Yuri. But I don't know if it's that simple. Jamahal Hill did look pretty decent in the fight with Yuri Prochazka. A little waddly, okay, flat-footed, but that's just kind of the way he always fights. Yuri also hits like a truck. I don't think Khalil hits as hard as Yuri. He's definitely faster than Yuri, but he's not as heavy-handed. And Yuri also was improved going into the Jamahal Hill fight. Like, that was the best version of Yuri Prochazka that we've seen with the head movement and all that. So this is a very close fight. We also have Anthony Smith and Zhang Mingyang. I have given my opinion on this fight. This is going to be the co-main event. I wish this wasn't the way that Anthony Smith was going to go out, because I just know that he's going to lose unless Zhang Mingyang just throws himself into a guillotine. Again, I know that we've, sort of joked around about Anthony Smith, but I don't want to see Anthony Smith take another ass whooping. I want to see Anthony Smith have a fun legend versus legend matchup. And you know what? There aren't many legends for him to fight, but fuck it, dude. Let's get Paul Craig in there, man. I know Paul Craig is fighting a middleweight these days, but let's bump him back up. Let's give him that added lighter man skill. And he's not dangerous on the feet. He's just a guy that throws body kick after body kick. And Anthony Smith, the way that he's looking right now, that's all he can handle. So listen, Anthony Smith versus Paul Craig is like the type of fight I want to see. I want to see Anthony Smith move up to heavyweight and fight like a fucking, bring back, what was his name? Parker Porter. I was about to say Mick Parkin. Just, why are we doing Zhang Mingyang, dude? Why are we doing, Zhang Mingyang has like an angry man's elbow. You know what I mean? He's got an angry man's elbow. He's got a quick twitch right hand. He's got like 20 KOs in a row. It's just a nightmare matchup for Anthony Smith. Why would he even sign this fight, dude? I'm starting to believe that Anthony Smith actually likes getting punched, okay? Like, all right, some fighters don't mind getting punched. You get what I mean? Like, Anthony Smith must like getting his ass kicked, because why else would he want to fucking take this fight? All right? It's concerning, all right? But listen, Giga Chikadze versus David Onama. David Onama is actually going to be fighting Giga Chikadze. This is one of those matchups that's just totally randomized. Like you're playing UFC 4, you press X to randomize the fighter. I don't know, man. This is weird because Giga Chikadze, he just lost to Arnold Allen. I thought that Allen was going to have a better performance. It was actually closer than I expected. But then again, Giga Chikadze didn't look good in his fight before that with Alex Caceres, so I was expecting him to be washed, and he actually looked better in his fight with Arnold Allen. So even though Giga Chikadze had a lot of time off, and he didn't look so good when he returned, I think he had ring rust because he's been looking like he's back at it. Maybe a little bit slower than he was back in the day when he fought Edson Barboza and had like the best performance of his entire career. But David Onama, who did he just beat? He beat Jonathan Pierce, I believe. He's fast. He's powerful. He's got grappling as well. We've seen Giga Chikadze get out grappled. I think I might even be picking David Onama, but David Onama has a bad chin, dude. He does not have a good chin. I know Giga Chikadze doesn't have heavy hands, but if he lands a kick, this could be nighty-night-night for David Onama. But that's a tough one because, again, Onama's well-rounded and he's powerful as well. He's going to have good boxing, but this is a big step down in competition from Arnold Allen. Like, David Onama still hasn't proven that he's a top 10 level fighter in this division, whereas Arnold Allen is. And Giga Chikadze is right outside of the top 10. Like, he's good enough to be in that 10 through 15 range. But I don't know about that anymore, actually, because the featherweight division just keeps getting more stacked. Michel Pereira versus Abus Magomedov. Did the UFC do this on purpose? Abus Magomedov, worst gas tank ever. And then Michel Pereira, second worst gas tank ever. That's going to be interesting. But I'm going to pick Michel Pereira because he still has the lighter man skill, even though he got destroyed by Fluffy Hernandez. It's Fluffy Hernandez. Now you're fighting a regular middleweight. Whereas, before that, you were fighting one of the best who can grapple. And Abus can grapple, but he can't dominate for long. I'm going to go with Michel Pereira. I think he'll get a first-round finish. And then this will be like the last fight where he has the lighter man skill. Ikram Aliskerov and Andre Muniz, another good matchup. This is interesting because Ikram Aliskerov, he's got great grappling, but Andre Muniz is a tricky customer when it comes to out-grappling him. You know what I mean? He's not so easy to out-grapple. But this could be the first fight where we actually see Ikram show his wrestling, show his grappling, because we've really only seen him stand up and strike in the UFC. And the reason why I say it's interesting is because Andre Muniz is actually tricky on the feet. He has a really, really long reach. I don't believe Ikram Aliskerov has a very long reach in this division. And Andre Muniz has, like, you know, one of the longest reaches in this division. And it's proven to be an issue for a lot of fighters. I believe that he outstruck Brendan Allen on the feet. Brendan Allen submitted him and choked him out. But he outstruck Brendan Allen, the Iron Turtle, someone that we know is very tough, we know is very game. He's got good boxing. He outstruck the Iron Turtle on the feet. Now, the Iron Turtle won that fight and got robbed. He was beating Muniz up on the ground, though. He had the bigger moments. But on the feet, Muniz was actually having the volume on his side. So this could be an Andre Muniz upset. And last but not least, Marlon Vera versus Mario Bautista. That is going to be on the Iowa card. I think Marlon Vera is probably going to win this matchup. But actually, dude, fuck it. Mario Bautista is going to win this matchup. I want Marlon Vera to win this matchup. That's kind of what I mean. I want to pick him, but unfortunately, I think Mario Bautista is going to win this via smudging Marlon Vera on the canvas. Now, here's the thing about Marlon Vera. His takedown defense gets better as a fight progresses, and he's also big for this division. Third round, I actually don't mind Marlon Vera KO. I don't mind it because Mario Bautista has been finished before in the UFC. I think he is going to win the first couple of rounds, and I think that he probably will win a decision. But then again, it's very possible that Marlon Vera knocks him out in the third. But I don't know, man. I don't think we're going to see it. And Marlon Vera's chin may not be as good as it used to be since, you know, the O'Malley beatdown and he got dropped by Figueiredo. Not that he's going to get chinned by Mario Bautista, but I don't know if he's going to be as willing to just take as much punishment as usual in order to land one of his own. But I do think that he'll still be very tough. And Mario Bautista, he has volume, but he doesn't have a whole lot of pop. And again, he may not get the respect from Marlon Vera that he wants. Marlon Vera might just chin him. So we'll see. But let's talk about the Gaethje and Dan Hooker matchup before we end this video. I mean, actually, you know what? I'm actually going to break it down in my full card prediction video. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Until next time.